Hello everyone, today we are going to assess our static balance, meaning we're not moving, it's not a stability thing, we're not moving through a range of motion, we're just holding still with the Unipedal stance test. So Unipedal means 1 foot. So before we get started on this assessment, you're going to determine with your client which foot is the most stable. Typically this is done by having your client kick a soccer ball, but if you don't have a soccer ball, you are going to either just let them pick, or another good tip is, and this is how they establish dominant foot for push jerks, is if someone gives you a little push, what foot do you reach out first for and stabilize with? The same would be for soccer. If I am kicking the ball with my right foot, typically my plant foot, unless I'm ambidextrous, you're gonna have a dominant plant foot. That is my left foot. All right, so you're gonna have your client kick their shoes off. You instruct your client how to go through the assessment. They're going to put all their weight on that plant foot. They're going to cross their arms across their chest, and then they're going to bring their right foot up right in line with that ankle. And they're gonna hold that position as long as they can. All right, so the cap time is 45 seconds. If someone hits 45 seconds, that's the max we do for the test. We don't have them hold it longer. They get 3 trials and you take the best of the 3. If they hit 45 seconds on the first one, you don't need to continue and do the second and third trial. Now, reasons to terminate the test after you start the test. So let's go ahead. We're gonna start me on the 10, and then we'll subtract 10 seconds since I don't have someone to take my time for me. Arms are across. I'm bringing my foot in line. All right, if any of the following happen, you're going to terminate the time. If I touch my leg with my foot that's supposed to be out here balancing, terminate the time. If I move my hands away from my body to try and balance, I will terminate the time. If I move my plant foot, terminate the time. And if I obviously move my balance foot to stabilize there. All of those would basically constitute a terminated test because I tried to compensate too much. Therefore, I broke the stability of holding still. Another tip for this one is when the client is holding the position, to have them focus on a spot on the wall in front of them. That usually helps them hold the position better and focus on something and not get too distracted. So the second test to the Unipedal test is the eyes closed. So we just did the eyes open one. The eyes closed, everything is the exact same, except for when the client puts their foot up off the ground, they close their eyes. All right, so you hold it. I held it for a few seconds. That one is gonna be way less time. Most likely, I've had one person ever hold 45 seconds on an eyes closed. Your equilibrium's off, and there's just a lot more factors that play in with your balance, not being able to see where you are. That is a huge factor in balance. So typically you're gonna do both with your clients. If you wanna measure both feet, you can, and just post-test both feet, but make sure when you decide the dominant foot, so if I wrote down my left foot today, I need to be specific and write that down. So in 6 weeks when I post-test for balance, I don't measure the wrong foot because that's going to play in a lot. All right guys, that was Unipedal stance test, measuring static balance.